out of that. Okay, the recording. I was not recording. How many people did listen to the recording on Moodle? Right, 1, 2. Don't be shy, by the way. It's not an embarrassing thing. In my opinion, we record better. We record because, in my opinion, to listen to the recording is the first thing, even if you have been in the class, because it refreshes very cheaply your memory. Okay? Everybody clear with that? Okay. And the recordings will be always on Moodle shortly after we finish the lecture. Of course, it's particularly important not to say mandatory, compulsory, okay, for people that have not been in the lecture. So how many people today are here, but they were not on Monday? Again, don't be embarrassed at all, okay? So all these people should know that on Moodle, the recording of the Monday session is there. And we said very important things. Some of them we are going to talk about again today, but you might not understand what we are talking about because we don't know, you don't know what happened on Monday. You understand? So if for whatever reason can be at one of the live sessions, it's fine. There is the recording, but you have to go through the recording. The recording is in Moodle, and we are going to talk about Moodle in a moment, and must be listened carefully. When you listen, you should think that you are in a lecture. Unfortunately, I have to use this term because it's the term that is most clear to you. That means you listen with attention, you pause, you don't understand, you have a pen in your hand so that you can take notes, etc. Okay? So don't listen while your attention cannot be on what is happening, all right, on the audio track. Right. That brings me to the next question. How many people are not on Moodle? Too many! Too many! Okay. How many people, let's say like that now, something simpler. I assume that during orientation they showed you how to use your mail, your institutional electronic mail. Is that yes or no? Has anybody gone in his or her mail system? How many people don't know how to get into the email system of the university? All right. That obviously is a problem. When your name appeared on my course on Moodle, I sent out to everybody an email. An email with an important thing. So we are talking about email at the moment. Okay? Institutional email, not Gmail. Your email is made out of your student number plus a few other things. Okay? You should check your email ideally every day, but at the minimum 3-4 times a week. Okay? All right. Best thing to check your email is probably, I'm not an expert in this thing, so of course I'm going to bring in my assistant. You remember, is Njabulo Ndlela. Okay? I guess there is Outlook.com where they can go and check. Is there something better for within the university or not? On Outlook. Okay, perfect. So you go to outlook.com. But how do you go there? Well, you have to be in a browser, okay? Does everybody understand the browser thing? Yeah, because you have the smartphones. Everybody has it, eh? If somebody does not have the smartphone, this somebody will have to come to me at the end, because this is a difficult situation, okay? Particularly for people without smartphone, the labs are fundamental. And remember, we have the first session at 11:30 today. 11:30 today, where? In HP1, okay? In the lab that is called HP1, is close to the D block where the computer science department is. If you don't know, of course, ask around. Everybody on campus will be able to tell you where you are. And we meet there at 11:30. Is clear? Remember that I know that right now there might be people in this very room that do not follow what I'm saying. Okay? All right? And you remember what I said. If your English is not spick span from the point of view of understanding, both spoken and written English, please try to improve that. That is as important, if not more important, than learning computer science. Because without that, I can't teach you anything at all. Okay? It's just, I would like to repeat this point, it's just an accident of history that we are going to use somebody else's language. Okay? But it's true as well that in our specific case, in other case will be different. If Njabulo was teaching you, he could talk to you directly to what for most of the people, not all, but most of the people in this room, is the mother tongue, their native language. Okay? Zulu, right? Unfortunately, my mother tongue is Italian. And so we need to have a middle of the way, a language that we call it lingua franca. It's not mother tongue, it's not our native language, but something to communicate. But if you don't understand that, I can't teach you anything in computer science. Anything, nothing, zero. Okay? Now, we are trying to tune to each other, talking about organization at the moment. And we are going to keep talking about organization and practicalities until the end of the week, at least. Because without that, everything else is a piece of junk. Okay? You don't do anything at all until the practicalities are knocked down, locked down, and you are in control of them. And you can't do anything at all until what I say means nothing to you, for whatever reason. Okay? All right. Fine. So, for people that needs to improve their English, Duolingo, to start with, is an app that runs on your smartphones. It can be for free. You will have to listen to some advertising, but okay, that's good. So you don't have to pay anything at all. You can declare what is your level of English, and after that, the Duolingo, the application, will try to boost your English from that starting point. Okay? So please do it if what I'm saying is a bit foggy to you. All right? Because there is no replacement to that. All right? And time will come where hopefully you will not have to go through the pain of using somebody else's language, both in school and at university. Do European countries use English anywhere in their teaching system, including universities? No. Okay? In fact, I learned English when I was 27, 26. Okay? Because I did not need it before. Is that painting a reasonable picture? Okay, so it's an accident of history, but we can't do anything else but stick to that for the moment. In the meantime, trying to change the thing, of course. All right, right. So you essentially start learning Italian, and I'm learning Zulu at the moment, but at the moment it's very, very, very not working. Okay, all right, fine. So if all these things are clear enough, let's go back to, okay, first of all, remember this thing. In fact, let's do it now because we have our friend smartphone here. Each one of you, pick up the phone. You know that you should be able to get on the student. Let's do an experiment. This is a technological experiment. Is not necessarily going to work. We see. Here we have a Wi-Fi, and there is something like Unizulu student. If you open your Wi-Fi, if you have not yet connected, probably some of you have already connected. How many are already connected to the Unizulu Wi-Fi? That's good. That's good because means, you know, you have sharp minds, you have a necessity, you have done it. For the others, please go on to your settings, go for connections if you have an Android, and if you have an iOS, an Apple thing, whatever it is there, and look for the Wi-Fi networks that are here. There is one that is called Unizulu Student. Unizulu Student. Go in there and you'll be asked to authenticate. Do they ask what? Student and password, Yeah. Can everybody do it? If you can't get it going, shout. Of course, we can't troubleshoot every single one. Obviously, it will be a better time to troubleshoot this afternoon, probably. But do I have your attention first of all? Somebody has not brought their smartphone? Okay, remember, if you don't have a smartphone, you come at the end and you register your name with me, because you will need a special attention on my part, of course. All right? Because the smartphone gives you another problem, that you are not on WhatsApp. Because even more important than Moodle is WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp, for us, becomes an enabler for Moodle. Okay? Right. Okay, can you just check if people that have got onto the student, this is an ongoing problem. So between now and the lab session, if you are not able to be on the Wi-Fi of the university, of course we are going to do specific troubleshooting for each one of you, okay? Because you must be there. Of course, there are technical problems as well. We don't know what is the capacity of this hotspot in terms of clients. This is the hotspot. This is the hotspot. This is the radio, the Wi-Fi radio that connects the stuff to the rest of the network of Unizulu. Is from there to the internet, which is necessary for you to get Outlook. Is that clear? Because Outlook leaves out on the internet, does not live here at Unizulu. Okay, so if you go there, finally, again, once you have got Outlook in your browser link little window, okay, so this is your browser thing. Imagine that you're using Chrome, probably most of you will use Chrome, whatever it is. Then you put Outlook in here, okay, and at that point you are going to have the request to identify yourself. Otherwise, the guy there can't do the thing.
There's also an application. I think it should be better.
Perfect. Yeah, but let's just finish this. You're right. I mean, in fact, I should have said exactly. Okay. You identify yourself and you are in business. Of course, as Jabulo says, on a smartphone, there is an application. You go into your store, Android or Apple store, and you are going to bring in the application onto the phone. Of course, anyway, even to do that operation, you need the connection to the internet, because the store lives on the internet. All right? You bring it down, and it's, on some phone, maybe you might have it already pre-installed. On some other, maybe you don't. Okay? You can just check if you have Outlook, Microsoft Outlook on your phone. There as well, you will have to identify yourself. So give what you call, let me see how I can undo a few things here just to have a little bit of space. I should be able as well to, yeah. Okay, anyway. Systems want typically you to identify, and the identification will be always do through something that is called credentials. They might be any type of thing, of course, to identify yourself. For the moment, we stick to the original set of credentials. And these are two strings, two sequence of characters. One is the user ID, and the other is the password. Okay? For most of the operations relating to your university studies, the user ID is actually your student number. Okay? And then this thing is what you created, okay? And can be anything at all. I suggest a longish thing, but something you can remember easily, that has a number at the end. Why? Because this specific password at Unizulu, not in the world, but at Unizulu, expire every 6 weeks, which is 1.5 months, expires very quickly. Once it expires, you can't do anything at all but go to the help desk and get it reinstated for you, or something like that. I mean, of course, you guys know better than me, but as far as I know, expired password for a student, no solution but to go to the help desk. Is that correct? So remember this thing, your password is dead in 6 weeks. And how you keep it alive? You change it before the expiry date, so before the 6 weeks. So you put a reminder somewhere. When you log in the labs, the computer will tell you if the stuff is expiring, I think, should be like that. But if you are not there for whatever reason, you're not on campus, it won't tell you anything about that. I can vouch for that. And if you don't have a reminder somewhere, you're just going to be cut out. Okay? All right? Is that a good idea? They change every 6 weeks? No. It's a very bad idea, but unfortunately it's implemented here. Okay? All right. Oops, look at that. Okay, fine. Preferred option is to have the Outlook application on your phone. So every single time you have access to the internet, you can see if there are mail. In fact, I was checking daily, whatever. Once you use the application is able to send you a notification on your phone, and you are expert of phones, fortunately, okay? And this notification says there is a new mail for you. You go and check it out. Is all clear? Okay. Now, let me just do two things. That is one picture. The other thing that I want to do is how many people right now were able to see the mail that I sent on, I think, Monday afternoon, telling you you are on Moodle. Please show me your hands. Okay, just go up, because I'm half blind, as you know. Okay, perfect. So, a reasonable amount, but not... Can you put up the answer again, please? I want to take a picture for for reference later. Put up really with energy, people. Don't be shy. Shyness is not going to pay anywhere. Okay, perfect. Great. Thank you. Okay, I can tell you already that in terms of prediction of passing the exam, if you have lifted your hand now, you have a very good chance, almost 100%, to pass. Because you are among the group that at the moment is better kitted out in organizational terms, which is the only important thing. Okay? All right. If you have not lifted up the hand, you have to do homework, connecting your smartphone, making sure that you have Outlook as an application or in the browser here, okay? And make sure that you check your mail, ideally every day. At the, you know, if you can't, every second day. But as frequently as possible. When you're not on campus, of course, you will not have the hotspot, so you'll have the data problem. And I know that is a problem for everybody. South Africa is not good in those terms. Unfortunately, for various reasons, again, historical reasons mostly, the price of data here is very high. But keep in mind that you can, the more you buy in terms of data, the less the data costs for you. Okay? So never buy data for 5 rand. That's the worst thing you can do. Put away the 5 rand until you reach a reasonable amount, 150 or something. Stay without data before that, and then you buy when you can buy the data in a bit bigger block. Okay? All right. Okay, that is, it opens up this point, another point, which is how do we actually consume the recordings? Because, say, the recording for Monday, it was just an audio recording, so it's light in a sense in terms of data, but it was about 30 megabytes, okay? All right, 30 megabytes. Not hell of a lot if you want, but still, it's not a light one. Once we go video, probably we go into the 150 megabytes at least. Best thing is that you pull down only once, and then you keep onto your smartphone so you can use it in future. And my suggestion is that you download the stuff and you put it on your SD card. If your phone has an SD card, you know, the card that you can pull in and out. Small thing, typically the macro SD card, and a secure digital card. And from Chrome, you can put the setting in such a way that all your download go there, okay? All right. But certainly, the recordings, we will have about 40 sessions or something, so it's not an enormous amount. They fit beautifully in every, even very small SD card. And you have all the course with you when you are at home, because you are on holiday, because something has happened, you need to be home, etc. You have everything up to that time. You can listen, you can have me in the pocket, essentially. Is that clear? All right? Okay. All right. So, and you download when you can, typically when you are on campus, okay? Or maybe when you are in the lab, whatever. Okay? Questions at this point? Fantastic. That is fantastic, because instead of getting stuck at the top, has come down. Congratulations, it needs a special thing. Great, that's fine. Okay, and an applause as well. All right, great. Okay, this is not to discourage the next person say, you know, if I do that next time they will do the same treatment. Is definitely a positive thing, and I hope we go in these directions. Thanks for showing the way. Okay. For when you are going to find the letter that I sent to you, which, by the way, you have received only if you are already on Moodle, you can see that in the letter there is already the link to join WhatsApp. Okay? By the way, thank you very much to people that has sent a message with their name and surname, preferred first name and surname, because that, of course, will allow in future me and everybody else that care to know who you are when you put a message on the group. Okay? All right. It's just that, nothing else. Just a single message, the first string, series of characters will be your first name, the preferred one. Most of you have at least two names. The preferred one, and then your surname. That's it. Okay? At the moment, about 1/4 of the class has done it. So if you look around and you know that you have done, 3 of the people around you have not done in the small group with you. Okay, fine. This WhatsApp group should be kept always alive. Of course, you can say, yeah, but if I run out of data, I don't have data, I'm not on campus, etc., etc. Perfect. When you reconnect, you go through all the messages you have lost since the last connection. With care, please. Messages that I regard important and come from me as important message will always have the sticker important on that. It will start with an important. So you can hop back through the important messages. This thing is open for everybody for interaction, but let's try to stick to interaction that are of interest for the group. Okay? So that we don't create noise so that when people reconnect, there are not too many useless messages to go through. At the same time, of course, let's not be too prescriptive, okay? It's a reasonably spontaneous group where we are going to keep in sync. So I see what the real problems are for you, and you understand what possible solutions maybe are there, either from colleagues on the group or from me. Okay. And what are we doing and how are we doing in terms of time? So we still have a little bit of time. So in your agenda, let me see how, let's just go, maybe I can add a page. Okay, that's fine, so good. All right, so in your agenda is make sure that you can use email. All right, one, that is the thing. Second point is make sure that you can log into Moodle. By the way, the term log in means simply present your credential to the system so that the system allow you to use itself, to use the system, okay? Log in means that, all right. 3, join WhatsApp group and send first, okay, name and surname, all right, first name and surname, whatever. And 4, that goes for today, (11:30) HP1, which means before 11:30 you have to find where HP1 is, okay? All right, you know that there is a timetable. Everybody should know where the timetable is and what is the timetable for the course, all right? In the timetable, there are 2 days for this practical session. One is today, exactly, and the other is on Thursday, same time, same place, okay? If for whatever reason you have a clash, you can't come today, come tomorrow. If you can come today, you don't need to come tomorrow at all, okay? Because in theory, if everybody comes at every session, we won't have space for everybody, of course. But if you feel that you need to come, particularly if A, you don't have a smartphone, B, you are new to all this story, 3, you battle to understand what I'm saying, in any of these cases, no smartphone, new to computing, and even worse, you don't understand what I'm saying, or you understand just half. To understand half is not good enough, okay? Then do come, try to make it to both sessions. Try to make to both sessions. Hopefully that should not be an enormous amount of people, and hopefully with the lab that we have, we might be able to handle. Remember, not from this week, remember that your presence is going to be monitored, and you must be at least once in the week to get your little bonus, presence bonus, that is going to go for your class mark. You say, how much, how many points there? I don't know yet. I still have to get the inspiration to decide what is it, but it's going to be there, okay? Right, so make sure that every week you are going to visit the lab and stay a reasonable amount of time. Reasonable amount will be typically the full amount, which is 3 hours. Although this week, or when it's going to be very hot, etc., we might reduce the time because the lab is battling with air conditioning. And I don't want any of you to faint, nor I want to faint myself, obviously. Okay, all right. Keep in mind that, well, I'm going to remind it later in the lab. If you don't feel well because of the heat, if you think that you are really overheating, you just excuse yourself, right? We don't want to have accidents, all right. Now, but for this week, there is no monitoring at all, okay? All right, we see if we can already put it in next week, depend on a number of conditions. Okay. For the people that have been lucky enough, good enough, disciplined enough, any of these things. You can be good and disciplined but not lucky. You can be lucky but you're not disciplined, whatever. But people that were able to get into Moodle, the people that I've seen earlier on that were able to get into Moodle. Have you seen a little bit the structure of the thing? Do you understand what is there? Can somebody be brave enough to tell the rest of the class what they have seen there? There is the full course, by the way. Eh? We are going to have all the new live sessions this year, but and we are going to have some changes. I told you already. We eliminated some part of what was done in previous year, and possibly we add something else. But more importantly, we eliminate. It's more important to reduce the stuff and do what you have to do well than to add stuff and do everything badly. Okay? All right. But is anybody here that is brave enough to tell us what they found? It's a very, very simple structure that is there. And we are going to talk in detail probably tomorrow, if nobody wants to talk now. But let me just say that I would like you to go through, find out what is there, try to understand the structure of the thing. It's a very regular structure. It's something that hopefully will help you as well to start organizing your thinking in a structured manner, which is fundamental to become a programmer. There is nothing magic about being a programmer, but there is a lot of mental organization. Okay, and with that, quite a few of you are going to battle. Okay, the rest are just trivialities. You have to learn something, that's fine. But the most important thing is to have an organized mind. Okay? All right, a structured mind. Now, in fact, let's go to a little practical exercise now. Get your smartphone. You're going to consume Moodle mostly through your smartphone. Let's see who is going to get into Moodle. As soon as you are in Moodle and you can see my course, you lift your hand and we are going to count the hands. Okay, so everybody, smartphone. Of course, if you have the smartphone, obviously, right? But remember, when you come to lectures, bring if you have it. If not, remember, you come here, I need to get your identity with me, all right? Okay, let's see who is the first one getting into Moodle on my site. I trust you, I won't run the control. So we have 2 people here. 3, 4. Can you go up? I mean, yeah. Please, up. My goodness, somebody should have slept a little bit more last night. Okay, up, still up. I mean, you're young. Don't tell me you're tired. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Again, if you are among the people that could get there, that's a big step. It's almost sure that you won't have a problem with the course. All right? Remember, of course, passwords. They expire, they are dead in 6 weeks. Put it on your phone already. 5 weeks, you have to change them, and you can change them in the lab, or you can change them directly on any of the Microsoft application, I guess. Is that correct? Okay, so on your smartphone as well. All right, at this point, I think we can close the session. I will see most of you, hopefully, if you don't have clashes, in the HP1 at 11:30, and we continue this conversation. We continue the foundation, the organizational foundation of the learning. The learning has to be done by you. That's the most important thing. But we simplify your life, organizing you as much as possible. People without smartphone, either because lost or I never had one, please come down to give me the identification. Thank you very much.